Hey everybody, this is Jeff Hester from Social Hikers, founder of the Six Pack of Peaks Challenge series, and I'm super excited that you've joined today to hear about one of our next international adventures that I'm super excited about. We are going to the South Island of New Zealand. Yeah, in March 2026, from March the 20th to the 29th, we're going to be traveling across the epic New Zealand South Island. I'm going to give you kind of an overview of the trip, what's involved, and why you probably want to join and be a part of this experience. It's going to be pretty amazing. So without ado, I'm going to show you a few slides and we'll walk through it. All right, so I'm going to talk about the itinerary, a little bit about why this adventure of a lifetime is such an epic thing to check out. And the first question some people might ask is, why New Zealand? Many, many years ago, my grandmother, who's since passed, she and my grandfather took a round-the-world trip in 1972, I want to say. So it was a long, long time ago. But one of the questions I asked her was, what was, of all the places she's visited around the world, what's one place she could picture herself living? And bear in mind, she lived most of her adult life when I knew her, from when I was born on, in Southern California. So, they lived in a really nice climate, and lots of nice things about that area. The one place that she said she could see herself living very easily would be New Zealand. New Zealand is a country that's renowned for its diverse landscapes, the dramatic mountain ranges that you've seen in films like Lord of the Rings. Turquoise lakes, lush forests, rugged coastline, fjords, and the South Island in particular, shown on the map here, is a paradise for people who love the outdoors, like Social Hikers and Six Pack of Peaks Challengers. So imagine a place where you can challenge yourself physically while you're surrounded by this jaw-dropping beauty at every turn, from snow-capped mountains, crystal clear waters, and this place is going to leave you in awe. We're doing this over the course of 10 days, and we're going to explore the best of the South Island, the best that it has to offer. We're going to have challenging hikes. We have hikes that, we're going to be doing, over 33 and a half miles of hiking with a gross vertical gain of over 7,000 feet. So there's going to be some serious hiking going on. But that's not all. This is a multi-sport adventure. So we're going to be kayaking. We're going to be cycling. We're going to be wine tasting, in case you didn't know that can be a sport. And so much more. It's going to be an amazing experience. You'll have the opportunity on this trip to push your limits physically while also just soaking in the natural wonders of New Zealand's South Island. I will be your host, so I'm going to be with you as we prepare for this trip, as we train, as we go through our gear that we're going to pack and bring with us, answering questions about all of the things that you need to know to make this a successful and a really fun trip. And I'm going to be there on the ground with you, hiking those hikes, cycling the A20, kayaking, and wine tasting, of course. So all of the time I'll be there with you to just make sure that we're all having a really great time. So let's take a look at the day-by-day breakdown. Day one, on March 20th, we arrive in Christchurch on the South Island. We, check into the hotel. Everything is basically cared for. So once you get there, you don't have to pull out a credit card or anything like that. It's just a chance for you to, take your stuff up to the room, freshen up, and we'll meet down in the lobby for a welcome dinner. And for some of us, we've met each other maybe on a previous trip, or maybe we've known each other from, hikes that we've done or adventures that we've had together. Some of us, we might be meeting for the first time in person. We'll all know each other pretty well by the time this trip happens, because we'll be meeting online via Google Meet and getting a chance to know each other better. But this is a chance to really click and gel and get to know each other even further. Also on the day one, we're going to meet with our local guide who we'll meet for the first time. Who that person is, we'll have known who they are online through the Trove Trip app, so we'll see that information and be able to connect with them. But we'll actually get to meet them. They're going to be with us the entire 10 days from all the way through the South Island. And we'll get a chance to review the schedule and expectations. Day two, we start right off with a hike up Mount Somers. This is a 6.2 mile out and back hike with 2,760 feet of vertical gain. It's no slouch. It is no joke. It's a challenging but rewarding start to this adventure in New Zealand. So Mount Somers is one of the most iconic peaks in the region. It's a great way to introduce ourselves to this wild beauty of New Zealand and is going to help set the stage for the days ahead. We're going to have amazing views of the surrounding mountains, the valleys, and lakes of New Zealand. Day two, another hike that's about 6.3 miles, a little bit milder with only 890 feet of vertical gain, but it's going to be spectacular. We're going to be crossing suspension bridges over rivers and enjoy some amazing views of Mount Cook. As you can see here in the background, it's the highest peak in New Zealand. And also in the background across the lake, you can see Hooker Glacier with chunks of the glacier that have, kind of calved off of that into the lake and might be floating around. So it's a really cool thing to be able to experience and see. We had a similar experience on the Perito Moreno Glacier in New Zealand. In this case, we're not gonna walk on the glacier in this case, but we're gonna be able to see everything up close. Day three, we hang up our hiking boots and trade them for cycling shoes. We're going to be cycling on the A20 trail, a famous cycling route. We won't be doing the whole thing, but we will be cycling 23.6 miles. So you're going to want to get a chance to get a little practice with some, time with your butt in the saddle, as they say, just so that you're comfortable and have a great experience on this. This is a fairly flat route with only 475 feet of gain, but if you've done any outdoor cycling, you'll know that hills can really hit you. So we'll get a chance to experience some of this trail. As you can see, amazing scenery along this route. Great chance for some fantastic photos as well. Day five, we switch it up again. Now, this time we're kayaking on Lake Wānaka. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Much more serene and more relaxing. These are going to be tandem kayaks, so you won't have to do all the paddling yourself. We'll be working as a team. And again, surrounded, as you can see here in the photo, by snow-capped mountains, amazing scenery, very peaceful, serene, and our surreal experience. And also on day five, so after that, we're taking a visit to do some wine tasting at award-winning Patton's Paddock Wines. This is a family-owned winery in this particular region that specializes in particular on Pinot Noir, which I'm really curious about because I'm living here in Oregon. Pinot Noir is one of the specialties here in Central or in the Oregon area. And so I'm really excited to see what this is like. We'll have a chance to have some food there and do a sampling of some of their wines. This is going to be a nice, sort of intermediary day to kind of rest, recover, and enjoy it ourselves a little bit. On day six, we switch it up yet again with a Via Ferrata, the Wild Wire Waterfall Cable Climb. Now, if you haven't done a Via Ferrata yet, you have to know this is super safe, but also it's an adrenaline rush. We did a Via Ferrata down in Patagonia last year, and it's a thrill. You wear an actual climbing harness, which they provide. You wear the climbing helmet. You clip into this cable. Actually, you don't even clip in. You're basically connected to this cable that you will take all the way along the route. And as you can see here, past waterfalls and climbing up. A Via Ferrata or iron road is essentially a way to do something that would normally be a technical rock climbing, or it would require some technical rock climbing without having technical experience, because you're going to be there with guides who are going to help you along the way. You can see some of them here with the green shirts, and you are completely safe. You're basically hooked in, so you can't fall or go anywhere. And you'll see some of the places, like on this photo, there are steel bars anchored into the rock so that you can use those as handholds and steps. And it's just a really cool experience to be able to do. On day 7, we're back on the trail again. This time we're hiking Rocky Mountain, 4.5 miles with 2,130 feet of elevation gain. So if you do the math, that's 2.25 miles up, let's say roughly, with over 1,000 feet per mile. That's steep. So this is a steep, challenging climb. It's going to test your endurance and your fitness, but the payoff is great. Amazing views of the Southern Alps and the surrounding wilderness, and it's a great way for us to really just get our muscles and our legs warmed up again for more adventures. Day 8, we're going to be hiking on the Routeburn Track. This is one of the famous, great walks of New Zealand, as they call them. The scenery is amazing, with alpine lakes, waterfalls, vibrant forests, and of course, amazing mountains. We're going to be doing a 4.4 mile hike here with 1,600 feet of elevation gain, and looking forward to this so much. When we're done with the hike in the afternoon, we get a chance to sit back and relax on a cruise on the Milford Sound. So this is in the Fiordlands National Park, the Milford Sound, and you have these towering mountains that just come straight down to the ocean here, and you're going to see towering cliffs. We're going to see waterfalls coming off those cliffs into the fjord, and it's going to be a really incredible experience. Day 9, our final hike will be on the Kepler Track. It's another one of New Zealand's great walks. We're doing a 6.1 mile roughly with 430 feet of elevation gain. Nothing too bad. Just a way to kind of cap off this experience with amazing views of the Te Anau Basin. And once we've come back to the hotel and freshened up and showered and changed, we're going to gather for our farewell dinner and a chance to reflect on the trip and celebrate the strengthening friendships and the new and strengthened friendships that we've created on this trip. So it's going to be a great way us to do that. Day 10 is really our farewell. We have breakfast at the hotel. We have a chance to say goodbye and farewell and safe travels, and head for our respective homes. So it's going to be an amazing experience that whole 10 days. So what are some of the reasons you might want to join this trip? Well, I'll give you 4 that I'll go through. First, it's a truly unique adventure. This is not your average guided tour. This has some serious multi-sport adventure, challenging hikes, and some other sports. So it might take you a little bit outside your comfort zone. Maybe you haven't done a lot of cycling or haven't done a lot of paddling. You're going to chance to do that. Maybe you've never done a Via Ferrata. You'll have a chance to do that in a safe and supportive environment. Connected adventurers, number 2. We probably already know each other through Social Hikers and the 6-Pack of Peaks Challenge, even if we've never met in person. But some of the people who've already signed up for this trip, I've traveled with before or I've hiked with before, and I'm super excited to be able to get together with them again and share this adventure. We'll have a chance. We do have that in common, and that's the thing that's really cool, is that even if this is your first international adventure with Social Hikers or with me, you'll get a chance to really deepen those connections and relationships with other people who have a like mindset. They love the outdoors. They love hiking. They love getting outside. They love adventure. and you can do it with other folks who love those same things. Third, we're going to have expert guidance. We will have a local guide who is with us every step of the way and knows this itinerary inside out. It's a proven itinerary that's been used before and worked really well, very highly rated. We want to take advantage of all of their knowledge and expertise, and they're going to be able to help us with all the ins and outs. Any tweaks we need to make due to weather or other things that happen, they'll know how to make this a truly great experience. And finally, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to really soak in some of the most breathtaking natural beauty in the world, up close, and not just driving around in a shuttle and looking at things, but actually experiencing them through active adventures, hiking to the peaks, kayaking across the water, cycling down the trails. This is going to be really a fun way to experience in a up close and personal way what the South Island of New Zealand is all about. All right, so final thoughts. Are you excited to join this trip? I hope you are. I'm really excited, and I hope you'll join our list. And the registration is already open. We already have people signing up. We have a couple more as of today, which is July 3rd. We still have a few more early bird spots available. Those will probably be gone in the next few days, probably by the end of this weekend. So if you're looking to do that, you can save a few bucks. Now, a few things I want to go through just to kind of give you the what's involved. So let's take a look at the website. This is the website where you will register. I'll put a link to it down in the notes below. But this is on the Trovo Trip website. You'll see the dates. You'll find all of the information about this particular trip. You can see, oh gosh, it's selling fast. Limited spots available. They're just trying to help, give you some motivation to do this. You get an overview of the trip. You can see some of the photos from the trip itself. Some of the things that we will see. And you can see, the price information. The standard price is $6,450. The first 6 people to book get the early bird pricing of $6,300, so you save $150. That's probably not going to make or break anyone's decision to take this trip, I hope. But it's nice, that's $150 you can use for souvenirs or whatever it might be that you're looking to do. You can also, to reserve a spot, it requires a 25% deposit. And that is refundable up until the trip is confirmed. Once we have 6 bookings on this trip, it will be considered confirmed. And you can still cancel at that point. I'll show the cancellation policy down below. But there's some constraints on that. So you can 25% down payment will reserve your spot. You can also, if you're interested in seeing if you qualify via Affirm, you can do monthly payments. So that's an option that's available. Now, as we go through there, you can see the activity level here is activity level 5, which is the highest activity level for any of the Trovo Trip adventures. It gives you sort of the whole overview of what's included on this, the meals, the trip activities, 3-star hotels, double occupancy. There may be some limited single rooms available for a slight upcharge. So just be aware of that if that's something that's interested you. Or if you are not traveling with a partner, let's talk to your friends and family. See if you've got somebody who might also like to join you. It's a great way to really, be connected in that regard. There are some things that are excluded. Obviously, flights, visas, travel insurance, tips and gratuity, any food that's not specifically outlined in the itinerary, and your airport transfer, which the transfers will be pretty easy. The towns that we're flying into, Christchurch, and that we're flying out of, Queenstown, they're not like New York or LA or the super big cities of the North America that you have to they're sprawling. You know what I mean? All right. So the itinerary, here again, there's a little map that shows each of the places that we will go, and the details on the itinerary. So you can see a little bit about like, oh, where are we going to be staying, and then the information about each day. By default, it's only showing you just a little bit, a snippet of the itinerary. You can click on Show More Days, and it's going to expand this to show the entire itinerary. As you can see, it talks a little bit about on day 2, hiking Mount Summers, through beech forest and high tussock slopes with a distinctly Middle Earth feel. So you feel like you're back. You could be a hobbit or basically a character in a Tolkien novel. You can see, we're going to be transferring to Methven and staying in a place called Ski Time Methven. You'll notice that each one of these places, when they talk about the accommodation, it'll say or similar. So this is a 3-star accommodation. My experience from previous trips that we've done in both Patagonia and in Iceland is that we actually did get the exact hotel or look at accommodations that they had talked about. With one exception, there was one night in Iceland where we got moved from the hotel in Reykjavik to a hotel that everyone kind of liked better anyways, so we were pretty happy about that. And so you can scroll through this and read into all the detail. You can see what exactly is going to be, some of the details for each of those, the itinerary for that day. And I'll just scroll through that because we've kind of talked about that. It talks a little bit about trip reviews and people who've booked with this, why you might want to book this through TrovaTrip, and particularly with us and Social Hikers, we really hope you do that. While the spot is pending, it's 100% refundable. So if you have not been confirmed for the trip, you can cancel at any time for a full refund. When the spot is confirmed and there are 91 or more days before the trip, you get basically all of your deposit is a credit that can be used on another trip. So you get a trip credit for your deposit less a $100 cancellation fee. Any additional payments that you made beyond, so let's say you paid the full 100%, the other 75% would not be a trip credit. It would actually be refunded to you in the form of your original payment. Once we're 3 months away or 90 days away before the trip, it's non-refundable, mainly because everything's tied up. So they've already, reserved and paid for a lot of the activities, the accommodations, and so forth. We strongly recommend that you get travel insurance for a trip like this, which I would do anyways for a big international trip, just in case heaven forbid something happens and you have to cancel. There's a chance that you can you can have that covered by your trip insurance. So there's some things to look into on that, and I can give you some recommendations on that. They have a bunch of frequently asked questions: what it's like, what's the difference between the host, that's me, the operator, and Trova. Can you book solo, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you get all the answers to most of the commonly asked questions right there. And that is it. So essentially what you'll need to do if you want to join us is to act pretty quickly if you want to get the early bird price. You'll see this will change on the website automatically once those are taken, and the standard price of $64.50 will be shown. You can book for yourself and a partner or a friend if you want to book together, and you just say, "Oh, I want to add another traveler, or maybe I want to bring 2 friends, or there's 4 of us and we're all traveling together." That's the thing that you can do, and you can request that spot, and it'll take you through the rest of the process. If you have any questions about any of this, you can reach out to me. Please reach out to me, Jeff Hester at Social Hikers. I am happy to answer your questions, help you through the process. Um, if I don't have the answer offhand, I will get an answer for you. And I really am excited that you'll be hopefully joining us in New Zealand in March of 2026.